Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say, and I'm here at Transwest and Horse Trailer Sales. So for those of you that have been watching these videos, you probably know that these 2+1 type trailers are my favorite trailer to video. I just think they're really versatile. They can fit a lot of uses, and this one actually just rolled in the other day. So for those of you that really like those 2+1 trailers but maybe want something a little bit more affordable, this has some toned down options on it, and it's a little bit more in everybody's grasp as far as budget goes. So today we're going to kind of look at the floor plan of this trailer. It is a 24-foot 6-inch trailer on the floor. You're 6'10" wide, and you're actually 7'7" tall on this trailer. So you've got the ability to make 2 box stalls, have 2 horses in the back and 1 up front, or you can use that first one for storage if you want. So there's a lot of uses for this trailer. On this trailer, we've done a slightly bigger front tack room than used to be our old standard. We used to do 4-foot front tacks. We've added a little bit of space, given you a boot box. So we're now at a 5-foot front tack and your 19-foot 6-inch stall area. This trailer is pretty well within reach for a lot of trucks these days to haul around. It's only 5,660 pounds empty. So you load some horses in there and you're within a lot of today's truck's capabilities. So it's something that a lot of people can easily get into. So up on the front here, we're going to start with some of the creature comforts that we did on this trailer. We have an onboard battery. So if you're like me and you use your trailer as your tack room, this one's got a nice comfortable area. There's lots of places to put your saddles and all your tack. You do have a battery that you can turn on and off so that you can get lights if it's winter time here, so we don't have very much daylight anymore. So it's nice to be able to kind of see what you're doing, grab anything out of your trailer, have power. But then if you're not using your trailer, you can turn your battery off so that nobody, if they're walking by and you leave a light on, you're not going to drain your battery and have to go to hook up with a dead jack. So another nice little feature we did here is we did an electric over hydraulic jack. It's just a lot easier than cranking. This trailer's not that heavy, but it does take a lot of time. Takes a lot of arm cranks to get something this size up on your truck. So having a hydraulic jack that literally just zips up and down at the push of a button is really, really nice little creature comfort, especially if you're going to be hooking up quite a bit. It's something that'll save you a lot of time, which I know a lot of people are short on, so anything that can save time is a really nice little feature. We've actually moved the placement of the spare tire on this trailer a little higher than you'd see in the past. The nice thing about that is it gives you more clearance in the event that your jack is ever dead. You can hand pump this a lot easier. So you just pull out this little red knob and turn it about a quarter of a turn, and you can hand pump this down so you can get it on your trailer. So having a little bit more clearance there just makes it a lot easier. It's still, it's not a super big tire, so it's easy enough to put up and down. All Cimarron's trailers come standard with the aluminum wheels. So that's not something you have to worry about upgrading. You're not going to have to pay extra for that. So every trailer, you're going to find the aluminum wheels. This little green tab here means they are nitrogen filled. So especially on cold days like today, it's supposed to, it started pretty cold this morning. It's supposed to warm up quite a bit as the day goes on. That nitrogen doesn't expand and contract quite like regular air. So you won't have to worry about hooking onto something in the cold morning, having those tires warm up, and be at risk of, having them become overinflated and blowing tires. So it just keeps everything a lot more stable. It's a lot safer. And if you ever do have kind of a low tire and you need to top up, you can put regular air in here. You just lose the benefits that you're gaining from that nitrogen. So all of these tires come with a Lion's Head warranty. So it's 1 year, no question asked. If you have a trailer tire that has a flat that cannot be patched, they will send you a new tire or reimburse you for your tire, and then they do 2 years roadside assistance and 5 years of manufacturer's defects. So really good warranty just on the tires. The trailer itself has an industry-leading warranty of essentially a 3-year hitch to bumper and an 8-year structural. So Cimarron really stands behind their products. There's a reason they have really, really high resale value, because it is a super high quality trailer. All right, so as we move on here into our tack room, you've got the brush box right here for all your easy grab and go items. You know, every Cimarron comes with a little Cimarron booklet. You've got some of your warranty information in here, as well as a user's manual. So I always recommend you just kind of keep that in here. Some touch-up paint for these trailers in the event that you ever get some scratches or anything. So in here it is a 5-foot front tack. The 5-foot front tack allows you this boot box for extra storage. It's a nice place to sit down, put your boots on. As you can see, it's carpeted. Lots of extra room for storage, and it makes it so much easier if you're getting up here. Maybe you have a bunch of stuff stored in the nose that you need to grab. It's a lot easier than having to jump up here or stand on one of those little pegs. Up in the nose, you've got 2 windows that you can kind of open up, get some ventilation going through here. Clothes rod up in the nose to hang all your show shirts or jackets. So they don't have to be, you don't have to worry about storing them anywhere else. You've got a nice place to hang them. They can stay clean and pressed. Over here you do have your recessed saddle post. So the nice thing about this is if you do have a big show box or something like a big tack box that you want to use in lieu of this, you can completely take all of this out. Just get yourself a little wrench and loosen these bolts on either side. You can slide them up and out or down and out, whichever way is easier for you. And you can get all of these off of here. If you want to change the setup a little bit, maybe you want some blanket bars a little bit lower, move these around. Very, very simple to do. I do recommend on these recessed ones, grab somebody to help you. It's a lot easier to slide them up and down without having to struggle. Right here we do have a partition wall that is carpeted halfway up and then behind the bridle hooks. It just gives it a really nice clean look. If you've got your bit swinging back and forth over time, you're not going to get those unsightly marks that it'll leave in the aluminum. Also keeps your head stalls really nice. You pay a lot of money for them. Give it some carpet behind, make them stay nice for a lot longer. And as you can see, I mentioned how tall these trailers are. They're 7'7" tall. So if you do have those big Warmbloods, I do not have the ability without a step stool to open up the roof vents, but that's just that much more head clearance for those horses that are a little bit bigger. They're going to be very, very comfortable in this trailer. And last but not least, before we leave this area, we do have OptiBrite lights on that trailer. That is something that we are going standard with on all of our inventory units from Cimarron. They are so much brighter, they're LED, they use less energy, they last a lot longer. So we want to make these trailers have a really good cost of ownership over the long term. That's usually what sets our Cimarrons apart, is that you're not going to be replacing a lot of things time and time again. So we want to set you up for success in the long run. So those OptiBrite lights are a really great way to go. So the benefits of these 2+1s is that it allows us to have this side ramp. So for those of you that have horses that maybe that don't like to back out, you can get a really nice flow of traffic going through here. You can load them on the back with that ramp and load them off the front with this one. If you just need to unload one horse, you don't have to unload the horses in the back if you don't want to. You've got access to this one right here. If you're using that front stall as storage, it's just really easy to be able to walk in and out. You can run something with wheels up here really easily. It's just really, really set up to be user friendly. And these ramps are really nice and grippy. They're textured rubber, so if it's a little bit wet and slick out, they're still going to have really good traction on these ramps. And you'll notice there's a little bit of a pop up here. It helps with any shavings or anything like that, any dirt getting in there. Keeps them so that they can easily go up and down. You're not going to have to clean it out between every single time you load horses in and out. So just keeps everything lasting really well and working really well in the long run. You've got butterfly latches on each side of the ramp, as well as a big Dutch window that can swing over. So this right now is just popped back. It's not something you want to ride down the road with. It's a pretty big window, but for unloading, you can easily pop that into its spot and be able to unload horses without having to worry about it swinging back on you. Big awning light over the side ramp so that you can get lots of light here if you're unloading at night. Just makes it really easy for the horses to get in and out. So on this 2+1, we just did rubber torsion axles. So we've got 7,000 pound rubber torsion axles on this trailer. So if you've got those really big horses, you've got plenty of axle underneath those trailers. I wanted to talk a little bit about the structure of these trailers. So I talk a lot about how strong the Cimarrons are. They are one of the strongest aluminum trailers on the market. So they're not going to be quite as heavy as your steel trailers, but you don't have to worry that you're compromising on strength. So they do a couple things different from other manufacturers that I think sets them apart. One of the things I really love are these side slats that they have here. So these extruded aluminum sides, and I usually just hit the side of it to kind of show the strength, but that started hurting my hand because they're so strong. So I figured I would just kind of show you guys how they're composed. So they're interlocking 9-inch slats, and they've got the triple hollows on them. So these are extruded aluminum pieces. By adding these hollows on here, you're giving it a lot more strength. A tubular structure is more strong than a flat structure. So as you notice, they're quite beefy, and they're running along the sides of your trailer. So as you go down the road, especially the older trailers, you'd notice that if you're driving behind them, so you're going up and down, they'll flex outwards a little bit. So by having something that's really strong on the sides here, it helps maintain the overall integrity of the side of your trailer. You're not going to notice that breathing that you will on a lot of the older trailers, and they also help combat that with other with their upright posts and everything. But these side slats do add quite a bit of structural strength. They're also a lot more resistant to scratches, and you know, if you've got your horses here at this level, some horses like to put their teeth on this. It's going to be a lot less noticeable on this extruded aluminum here than these white sheets up above. So structural strength, as well as it makes it look better cosmetically over the long term. Another place that Cimarron tries to save you some money is they actually do bolt-on fenders. If you ever do have a blowout, you know how expensive it can be to have to replace things. So by going with the bolt-on fenders, it's a lot less labor. They can just replace the fender. A shop can get it done really quickly. So you're saving a lot of money there in the long run, as well as headache trying to find somebody that can fix this. So another time-saving and money-saving feature on the Cimarron. This is something that I think is really cool on the Cimarrons. So this is actually the rear door frame for the trailers. As you'll notice, it's one piece. So a lot of manufacturers actually have 3 different pieces that will make up their rear frames for their trailers. By having one piece, you're eliminating somebody having to go in and weld 3 pieces together. It's a lot stronger, and this is the rear structure of your trailer. You want it to be incredibly strong. If somebody ever were to rear end you, this is what that vehicle will have to go through first. So by having a strong trailer, you're taking out a lot of the human error by worrying about, you know, somebody welding 3 pieces together. These are one of the reasons that Cimarrons are the strongest trailers, aluminum trailers on the market, because they do a lot of stuff like this. So they own all their own extrusions, and everything's like a puzzle. We've got a whole box full of structural little pieces that Cimarron has showed us, and I think over the next couple weeks I'm going to try and use more of these, because these little jigsaw puzzles, they all kind of fit together, and they just show the craftsmanship of the Cimarron trailers. So back here, get to kind of the horse area. We've got the butt bars here, so if you open your rear door, say you want to back these horses off, they're not going to come shooting back out at you. You've got yourself a little bit of protector right there. The nice thing is Cimarron does a really, really good job of making sure you don't have a lot of metal-to-metal contact. So everything is going to be this high-grade plastic material to anything that is metal, so you're not going to get that cling and rattle that you will. You'll notice they've got right in here, they've got more plastic pieces buffering these two metals here, so everything's going to be quiet, anti-rattle. We try and make it as comfortable as possible for your horses to ride in these trailers. We want them to enjoy getting in and out of the trailer. We don't want them to have an uncomfortable ride. So if we can make it quiet and comfortable for them, they're more likely to get in. You're less likely to have problems asking them to get in. So here's another structural part of this trailer. So right here, these are the upright posts for your Cimarrons. These are your wall posts. As you'll notice, they're a lot more tubular. This is what most of the competition uses. If I were to get two really long pieces of this and hold them out in front of me, this one would kind of bend like a pool noodle. This is actually the Cimarron's roof bow right here, and this one would stay out straight like a pencil. So this is what most of the competition is using on their upright posts. So by having something that's more like a pencil, it's more structural strength, you're going to get less of that breathing, less stress on your welds, less stress on your trailer. It means less money that you're going to have to spend fixing it. So they use these on the roof posts or on the roof bows, so you're still getting a lot of strength because this is what the competition is using, but your structural, real strong side posts are going to actually be this right here. So up on your roof, as you can see, they've got a little bit of curve to them, helps water kind of run off the top there. This piece right here, if you've got a horse that's just a little claustrophobic and wants a little bit more room to move around when you're loading, is you can easily slide it over and give them a little bit more room and a little bit more breathing space to get in. I've got a trailer that's set up like this in a bumper pull. So I have a Cimarron, it's a little 2-horse straight load bumper pull, and my horse, he's just a little claustrophobic loading, so I always just swing this over for him and he'll be able to hop right in. Just makes it a little more comfortable, especially for those harder to load horses. And then when you're done, you can just pop them back into place and you've got the strength right there again. This piece, if you ever want to make box stalls, it completely comes out of here. It does take probably 2 people to kind of help you hold it on, but these just kind of hop right in and out. All of these pops here are anti-rattle as well, so all your latches that connect everything, this is kind of what they look like on the interior. So they're lined in that plastic, so you're not going to get that rattle and cling, and metal on metal actually wears faster, so this will hold up a lot better in the long run. Right here you've got a high grade plastic as well, so it's gonna wear better, last a lot longer, and it'll be a lot more comfortable for your horses. We did bolster pads on the chest bar right here. We can add one to the butt bar if you want as well. You've got pads here on the divider, so it just makes it a little more comfortable for your horses to ride in this. And if you've got horses that are a little bit buddy sour, they can actually see each other through this, but they can't fight and play. So we've got the airflow head guard right here to make it a little more comfortable. And I've got this window over here opened, but you do have 2 drop downs right at the horse's head side, as well as a drop down on the escape door. And then you've got over their backs, you've got big bus windows. You can get a lot of air moving through here. They're going to be very comfortable, especially riding in the summertime. Sometimes on these Cimarrons you can get too much airflow going through and you need to close stuff up, but it's better to have that than the alternative of your horses getting too hot. So right here, we've got here, I'll let you come out, Jody, otherwise I'm going to lock you in. So we've got these right here. these stud gates just swing right over. So if you are using this to haul a lot of maybe hay bales, coolers, extra tack trunks, if you have to step on the brakes pretty hard, you're not going to have to worry about all of that stuff sliding back into your horses. They're going to be safe and secure. If you've got some mare foal combos that you want to haul together, you're not going to have to worry about those little foals slipping under and getting in where they shouldn't be going. So having these big stud gates are just a really nice usable aspect of this trailer. Makes it super easy for you know, a lot of different uses. So one of my favorite parts about these Cimarron trailers is actually the roof. So more structural. But this is actually a cutout of the roof material. It's a Fibertech roof. It's about a 1/2 inch thick, and I don't know if you can see, but there's actually a honeycomb structure. So a honeycomb structure means you're adding a lot of structural strength. If this trailer had a ladder, I could actually get up there and jump up and down on the roof. That is how strong it is. It's one piece, it's seamless. 3 grown men walk up and down on the top of this roof. You're not having to look for the roof bows like you do on aluminum sheeted trailers because you don't want to bend down that aluminum. These are very, very strong roofs, so that adds structural strength, but it also is insulating. So for those really hot days, that sun is not going to beat down and go through that material like it would an aluminum sheeted roof. On actually some of our really snowy days, we tried to get a picture the other day, but I think we missed it. We can go out to our Cimarrons, and these will still have a lot of snow on them. So that means that as it's warming up, that snow is not, that air is not moving through and heating everything up. So that's how we know that this insulation is actually working. And it's keeping your horses more comfortable. It's strong. It actually acts as kind of a noise deadening feature. So anything that the horses they're trying to be loud in here, they'll actually kind of dampen the noise there. And another one of my favorite features here is actually the fact that this is pretty dent resistant. So we live in Colorado and we have huge problems with hail. So your insurance companies don't like it. Nobody wants to buy a trailer with hail. So by having these super dent resistant, you know, I can actually wail on this roof pretty good. I do not recommend doing that on an aluminum sheeted roof. You will not be happy. You will get dents if you do that, but this just goes to show how strong they are. You know, they've seen baseball size hail hit these roofs without any damage. If for any reason you do have something that punctures your roof, they are really easy to seal. Those cells are waterproof, so you're not going to have to worry about rot or anything like that. It's a single pour, so it doesn't have structures that'll delaminate. You just have to patch those individual cells and you're good to go. All right, so now we're going to work our way out of our escape door here. This is a really nice feature, just if you need to pop in and maybe throw some water, grab something without having to put the ramp down. Having an escape door is a really, really nice little feature. It does have a drop-down window on it too, so you're gonna get the benefits of a little bit more airflow. Their jail bars are set up just like everything else on a Cimarron, so it's gonna be nice and quiet. You're not gonna get a lot of rattle like you would on other trailers. So once again, no metal to metal contact. These are plastic contacts right here. And what I really like about these jail bars is they're a single piece. So a lot of trailers, they have, you know, that center bar that you have to pull down on, or there's moving parts to them. I like that it's a single piece. It's structurally a lot stronger. There's less parts to break and get gummed up by dirt. So having something that is kind of well thought out is just a really nice feature on these Cimarrons. Their drop downs are incredibly strong. So like there's not a whole lot of flex and bend to them. You've actually got over 6 inches of framing behind these windows. So those are gonna last you a really long time. Behind here, you've got grease-zerk hinges, so you can maintain them over the long run. If you find they're getting a little sticky or a little squeaky, you can just get yourself a grease gun and easily maintain those. So once again, cost of ownership is huge on a Cimarron. In the long run, people find that they usually spend a little bit less money just on overall maintenance, having to replace parts. So they might be a little bit more expensive to get into, but I mean, a lot of the saying goes is, you know, you spend money on quality. And if you have to replace a trailer because a lot of things have worn out, structurally it's not holding up anymore, having to buy a new trailer is a little bit more expensive than just buying the right one in the first place. So that's why I'm a huge advocate for Cimarron trailers. I believe in them. I have one myself, and this 2+1 setup I think is just phenomenal. We have a hard time keeping these on our lot. They've been a great seller, especially in the Warmblood, you know, thoroughbred community. Works great for draft horses that are a little bit bigger because they are so versatile, and you can get a lot of uses out of them. So for anybody that has questions on this trailer, if you like this setup and you're looking for a 2+1 that's maybe just a little more cost effective, this is a really great option to go with. If you want that 2+1 setup and you want all the bells and whistles, air ride, that moving divider, we do have that as well. So for those of you that want a little bit more information on this trailer in particular, you can go to our website, transwest.com, and search the stock number. It is 5N201017. It is a 2021 Cimarron Norstar 2+1. I would love to answer any questions you have on this trailer. These 2+1s are my favorite trailers to sell, and I'm really passionate about them. I think that anybody that buys one of these is going to be extremely happy. You can reach me at my cell phone number. It's 970-309-6368. My name is Callie Say. I really appreciate everybody braving the wind with us today and taking this tour. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. Thanks.